Hello, and welcome to my Dubai Fitness Challenge video. My name is Anthony David Acosta, and I'm a prenatal and postpartum personal trainer here in Dubai. For the next 30 minutes, I'm going to be giving you a prenatal and postpartum bar workout. You can do it any trimester or postpartum, it will be completely safe. Of course, if something doesn't feel good, then find a modification that works for you. I'll be giving you tips and tricks throughout the way. We start together and end stronger. Now let's get started. We'll start in a wide second position, heels in, toes out. Reach the arms up as you lower the knees and then lower down. Don't focus on getting too much length through the legs, you're still warming up. I love to get moving with my prenatal and postpartum clients before we start with breathing exercises. So reason why is in your pregnancy, it's harder to initiate diaphragmatic breath. So we want to warm up the ribs, warm up the side body abs so that we can utilize them better during the workout. As you reach the arms up, just relax the shoulders, relax the chin, relax the chest. And your legs in this position, the heels are in, toes are out, so you're engaging the thighs, and on the way up, zipping the inner thighs as you're squeezing the glutes. Just give me 4 more. 3, 2. Now we're adding a side bend variation. So as you go down, everything is the same. As you rise up, side bend to one side. Lower down, side bend to the other. As you side bend, once again, don't think about engaging the exercise too much. This is still the warm up. What I want you to focus on is creating the length from the hip all the way up to the shoulders. Spreading the rib cage, lifting up, and keeping the neck relaxed. Inhales as you lower, exhales as you lift. Get deeper and deeper if you're feeling comfortable. Final 4 here. 3, 2, last one. Great, now let's get into our breathing exercises. So you can either sit on a chair like this, or you can sit on the floor. You want your ears, shoulders, hips aligned. And whether you're pregnant or postpartum, this is a great exercise. If you still feel comfortable on your back, if you're during your pregnancy, you can also take this to the ground. The belly is supposed to expand forward and back. Ribs expand right to left. Don't let the chest lift up, let all of the breathing come from the belly. So every time you inhale, inflate the belly. If you're still in pregnancy, think about expanding, creating more space for you and baby. And as you exhale, blow out through the mouth, like you're blowing out birthday candles. Inhale, make more space for baby, push the belly button away from the spine. As you exhale, pull everything in. Inhale, exhale. Continue with that. Inhale, exhale. Now adding another layer to that. As you expand the belly forward, continue to do that while you expand the ribs right to left. This is the biggest aspect of breathing that a lot of pregnant mothers miss out on, and it's the most important for diaphragmatic engagement. So every time you poke out the belly, also expand the ribs right to left, blow out birthday candles out of the lips. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Continue that. As you continue to inhale and exhale, continue to blow up the belly like a big balloon. Now upon the exhale, we need to add on that core engagement that we all need. So if you're pregnant, center abs obviously are taken up by baby. If you're postpartum, you still have space. You want to go below the baby and go into the transverse abdominis. So that's the space where the hips and the low abs meet. So every time you inhale, expand forward and right to left with the ribs. As you exhale, give yourself a little tap on the hip and ab engagement areas. Inhale, exhale. Try to engage that area. Inhale, expand the ribs, expand the belly forward and back. As you exhale, engage the transverse abdominals, so sitting below the belly button around the hip flexors. Inhale, expand belly forward and back, ribs right to left. As you exhale, engage, give yourself a little tap. If you're sitting down, it's great to make sure that you initiate a more length in the spine as you exhale. And if you're lying down, same thing. If you still feel comfortable lying down, you can even lift the hips and find a bridge pose with this. So continue breathing for final 4. Final 3, belly button out, ribs out. 2. And 1. Good, now adding some cardio to this. Continue to breathe in and out through the belly. Continue to engage the transverse abdominal muscles as you start this march. So raise the arms up, elbows are gonna come down, lift the knees up and up. If you're in your 2nd or 3rd trimester and you have a big old baby growing, then take your knees a little bit wider, create room and space for baby. If you're postpartum or in the 1st trimester, you can keep your knees forward. What you're trying to do is pull the knee up from the transverse abdominals instead of the hip flexor. So every time you pull down with the arms and lift the knee, exhale, exhale, little exhale, exhale. I'm pointing through my toes, trying to get more engagement from my calf as well. So firing up the back body, firing up the core, and always moving with the breath. Trying not to hold your breath, but instead deepen it. Belly poking out, ribs poking right to left. Baby is happy because you're working out. 8 more. 7, chin and chest up. 6, 5, keep that moving. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Tabletop position on the floor. So your hands are underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips. If you're in your 3rd trimester and the belly is feeling very heavy, you can always take a modified tabletop on a chair or a table that works for you. You can even stand up and do this if that's more comfortable on the low back. With the inhales, open up the chest, arch the back. As you exhale, pull in belly, tuck under the tailbone. Inhale, reach up, open up the chest. As you exhale, pull in, tuck under, chin to chest. Continue with that movement and always keep in mind the fundamentals that we started with the exercise. Ribs expanding right to left, belly pulling in, and creating space with every inhale for baby. If you're on the chair, same thing. Inhales open up, exhales pull in. So as you continue to move, and as you continue to take other exercise videos with the Dubai Fitness Challenge, always keep in mind, if you're later in your pregnancy and you have more weight going into the belly button, you want to go higher with the torso. The less weight that you put on the belly, the less chances you have at a severe separation of the abs, diastasis recti. If you're postpartum or in the 1st or 2nd trimester, feel free to stay on the ground. 4 more. Create space in the spine. 3, 2, and last 1. Finding a plank position. For 3rd trimester, stay on the chair, make sure it's secure. Squeeze the inner thighs, leave the heels high. For 1st trimester, 2nd trimester, or postpartum, you can feel free to do it from the chair or come down on the floor. Hands are underneath the shoulders, arms are long. If you're in the 1st, 2nd, or postpartum, then you can even take the knees down if you need a modification here. Once again, 3rd trimester, you're trying to take less weight from the belly down. That's why I advise you go on a table or a chair. Every time you exhale, pull the elbows in, make sure you squeeze the inner thighs, and pull baby towards the spine. So even when you're in active positions like this, you want to make sure that you're consistently using your diaphragmatic breath. Inhales, expand the baby. Exhales, pull baby in. Same thing if you're on the chair. Every inhale, poking belly away from the spine. Every exhale, engaging the transverse abdominals. We're holding this for 8 more. Stay strong. 7, keep engaging the transverse abdominals. 6, keep deepening the breath. 5, loosen up the neck and jaw. 4 more. Keep holding. 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Shake it off, release any tension. Try to notice if you're tensing up the shoulders while you're breathing. Notice if you're lifting your chest. You always want to keep the inhalations through the belly so you can get the deepest, longest workout and you can engage the abs while you're pregnant. If you're in 3rd trimester, stay on the tabletop position on the chair. If you're in 1st, 2nd trimester, or if you're postpartum, you can either do the chair or down in tabletop. Lift the right leg high, flex the foot, bend the knee. Make sure that your standing left leg is softly bent. Whether you're in tabletop, on the chair, or on the floor, make sure that you put more weight in the right hand so that you're not shifting into the standing left hip. Slowly begin to lift the right heel up an inch and down an inch. Slowly lift up, slowly lower down. Now every time you lift and lower, make sure the low back is not moving. You're keeping the movement small. You might even think that this video is frozen because I'm moving so slow and small, but just keep listening to my voice. Your chin and chest are long. If you're using a chair like me, you're looking at the base of the chair so the neck is long. If you're on the floor, you're looking at the space in between your fingers at the top of your mat. Every single time you lift, that's when you want to exhale. Continue to move and just listen. As you kick up with the heel, you want to brace the lowest part of the abs. So you don't want the ribs flaring open and arching the back. You want to keep a nice neutral spine, connecting the movement with the glute to the core work. Every time you lift, exhale. Every time you inhale, fill up the baby, fill up the belly, and then exhale again. Belly breathing, baby breathing, and then exhale, contract. Beautiful. As you do this, remember you're conditioning the arms and shoulders as well. So whether you're on the chair or the floor, puff up your back, slight roundness to the upper shoulder area, and keep the weight out of the standing left glute. 4 more like this. 3 more. 2. Finding a bigger range of motion now. So right knee comes all the way in towards your chest, round the spine, and then kicking back. All the way in, round the spine, all the way out. If you're in your 3rd trimester, I know you're probably putting your thigh to the bottom of the baby, and that's totally fine. The goal is just to create that same type of tension we did with our warm-up marches. Every time you pull the knee to the chest, you're engaging and exhaling from the lowest part of the abs. All the way in, all the way back. Exhale as you pull in. Inhale as you lift back up. Exhale, pull in, round. Good, beautiful, keep it up. If you're on the floor, you're doing the same thing, all the way down, all the way up, keeping the control. If you're on your floor and on your mat, make sure you're pressing into the fingers so that you're sharpening the forearm muscles and you're not getting too much into the wrists. And even if you're in your 1st or 2nd trimester and this is a lot on the fingers, you are getting swollen, so feel free to take the 3rd trimester modifications with the chair. You want to make sure that your glute is engaging. So every time you lift, think about it, feel it. Maybe you even take every so often to touch the center of the glute and make sure you're activating as you're lifting up. It doesn't happen automatically, and especially when you're pregnant, the center of your gravity is changing. The load is going to the front of the body. Your pelvis is becoming in a different tilt, and that affects the glute engagement. You turn off the glutes and then you begin to turn on things like hips and knees, and you're working more in the front body. So that's why low back and hip pain is very normal in pregnancy, and that's what we're going to try to avoid. Hold this last one up. For just 1 minute, go back to the little lifts, lifting up, a little bit quicker than before. So whether you're on the floor or the chair, back to the little lifts, little up, still on that right leg. We're exhausting the right leg. I want you to feel fatigued and strong. Every exhale, pulling baby in, pulling ribs in, contracting. Every inhale, belly breathing, baby breathing, ribs right to left. Keep this going. You're almost through. Come on, press, press. Heel straight up to the sky. My glutes are shaking. I wish you can see it. Keep it going, lift, lift. Strong arms, strong deep breath. Put a smile on your face, but don't tense up the face too much. Keep it going. You're almost through, just 10 seconds left. Keep it going, let's go. 5 seconds left. Keep pressing. 4, 3, 2. Take a moment to shake out your legs, shake out the hips, do a little pregnancy dance, and then we're gonna keep working on that right leg. So if you need to take a break, go for it. Otherwise, we wanna get this leg to complete fatigue and failure. Bring the right foot forward into a lunge position. Everyone's going to be standing up. Your left leg is back behind you, your hands to the low back. If you need safety and security by holding onto something, feel free to tense your fingers on the chair. Your ears, shoulders, hips are aligned. Your right knee is bent and your left leg stays long. You're just holding this position. Now in this standing position, whether your fingers are forward or your hands are back, make sure you're digging down through the right heel. I'm connecting the power from my heel up into the center of my glutes. Even though my legs are separated, I'm focusing on squeezing the inner thighs and pulling baby and belly in so that I can engage the core, opening up the chest. Now, of course, I don't have a baby. Not now, and I'm not postpartum, but we all have the same muscles, the transverse abdominal muscles, the pelvic floor muscles. We just engage them in different ways. So I'm still thinking about lifting up and through the low abs to lift through the crown of my head to get taller. Begin to take a little bend through the left knee and then stretch. So right knee doesn't move, just a little bend extends through the back left knee. So your working leg is forward. Little bend, big extension. Little bend, big extension. If you're in the first trimester or you're postpartum and you're feeling strong and good and you're very used to bar workouts and Pilates workouts, you can take your stance wider and get deeper with the front knee. Otherwise, just keeping a soft bend to the front knee is all you're looking for. You're looking for this isometric engagement as you're working. I'm making sure that my back pinky toe is pressing into the mat so that my hips are square. And you're gonna start to feel the burn, but I just want you to focus on the breath, making sure that every exhale counts for something. You're not just breathing to survive, you're breathing to exercise in a more healthy way. So every time you exhale, brace the core, pull in the ribs. Make sure you're getting fresh breath for yourself and baby. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake it out one more time. Now moving on to the other leg. So I want you to match the same modifications you took. If you were on tabletop position, take tabletop on the floor or on the chair, or a table, whatever you would like. I'm gonna come to the chair, making sure that my hips are square, my back is long, flexing my left foot now. So you're gonna see this working from the back. My right knee is stable, so soft, and then just start to slowly lift the left leg up an inch and down an inch. Slow up, slow down, slow up, slow down. Open up the chest, send energy through the clavicle. So opening up the chest even when your arms are down. Making sure that you're working the chest open and puffing up the back as you're moving. Lifting up an inch, then down an inch. Lift up and down. Slow up and down. Whether you're on the chair or on the floor, make sure that you're putting more weight into the left hand. Lift up, then down. I'm exhaling as I lift, small inhale as I lower. Small exhale as you lift, small inhale as you lower. Keep that going up and down. Slow up, slow down. Beautiful. Slow up and down. I'm staying soft in my standing right leg. And if you feel yourself dumping down in the shoulders, make sure you prop yourself up. Remember, we're working arms as we're working the glutes. Slow up and down. Up, down. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Just 4 more. In 3, we go bigger range of motion. 2. Now full range of motion, knee stays bent, pull the baby and belly in, and then going back. Pull it in, go back. Once again, just go to your version of full range. Thigh might be hitting baby if you're in second or third trimester. And if you're doing it from the floor, then same thing, touching the mat all the way down and all the way up. All the way down, puffing up the back, all the way up. If you're on the mat, make sure you grip with the fingers, pressing more weight into the left hand so that I'm not dumping into the standing leg. All the way up, down, up. Remember, pulling the ribs in every time you exhale, and you have to have a yin to your yang, so make sure you inhale from the ribs as well. Just a few more rounds of this. I want you to go deep, but make sure you're not going too high with the leg. You want to stop the leg before it gets into the back. Back remains neutral, shoulders and neck remain neutral. Just give me 4 more sets. Exhale, lift. 3, 2. Hold this last one up, going back to the chair, little lift. So up, up, whether you're on the chair or the floor, you're just lifting up and up. I want you to remember, no matter what position I'm going in, same fundamental rules. Ribs breathing, belly breathing, arms strong. Keep it going, up and up. Lift, lift. Neck long, biceps engaged, baby pulling in, belly pulling in. Press up, up. Keep this going, you're almost done. Keep this going, you're almost done. Yes. Just about 30 seconds more here. Lift, lift, up and up. And if you're sweating, if you're dripping sweat and you're hardly moving, join the club, because I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm sweating. And once again, I don't have a baby. So good for you for keeping going. Lift and lift. Final 8, 7, heel higher, 6, in 5, shaking it out, 4, 3, 2, shake it out. Yes, give yourself a little party in the hips, and then we're starting with the lunge series. So remember, we were working the left glute, so the left foot is going forward. Right leg goes back. Hips are square. You're either supporting yourself on a table or chair, or your hands come to the low back. Initiate the breath. So without even thinking about anything else, initiate the belly diaphragmatic breath. Belly poking out, ribs expanding right to left. Left knee stays bent, left heel pressing down. Right leg is long, right hip is slightly forward. Even though the legs are separated, make sure you're squeezing and initiating from the pelvic floor, squeezing up and in. Now take a slow little bend of the back knee, then stretch. Little bend, big stretch. Little bend, big stretch. Keep that going, making sure you're staying stable with the left hip. And I know you're probably watching and you're like, why is this guy doing so much glute exercises? Remember, no matter what exercise you're doing, there's 2 things I want you to focus on: diaphragmatic breathing and glutes. The glutes need to support the extra load that you're carrying. And even if you're postpartum and you don't have that load from pregnancy, you still have to strengthen the glutes because you've had 9 months of posture change that we need to restructure. Little bend, big extension, now slightly quicker, little bend, stretch. Left knee stays bent. If you feel your foot falling asleep, make sure you just wiggle around the toes and make sure you're actually engaging the glute. Just because you're sitting into a position doesn't mean that you're utilizing it the best way possible. Little bend, stretch, using support if you need to. Doing whatever you have to continue and keep moving. Keep it going, less than 30 seconds left here. Keeping the left knee stable. You're almost through with glutes. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 8, 7, 6, 5, feeling good, feeling strong. 4 more. Keep deep breathing. 3, baby out and in. 2, and shake it out. Good job. So I want you to just take a few ankle and wrist stretch. Do whatever you need to do. Remember, don't feel bad if you need to change something halfway through. You're constantly having different heart rate peaks and lows. Your body is swollen in places that you've never been swollen. So just do whatever you have to get the best workout possible. Let's all take a seat, whether you're on the floor or on a chair. If you're postpartum and you would like a challenge, or you're in the first or second trimester, you can extend the legs. If you're in the third trimester, stay in the chair. Wherever you are, make sure that your hips stay level, your feet are flexed. If your hips are feeling pretty good, you can stay with the legs long. If you need a modification, bend the knees. We're just gonna do some breathing with arm exercise without weights. Goalpost the arms and continue the diaphragmatic breath as you pull the elbows in and out. So this is the first trimester or postpartum position. If you're in the second trimester or third trimester and baby is a little bit bigger, then take a bend to the knee, kind of like a birthing position. But instead of letting my belly bend down and curve, I'm trying to engage the transverse abdominis, lift taller through the chest. So you're not gonna get a big muscle workout from this arm series. It's more so just to coordinate muscle movement and arm movement with correct posture, because that's the most important thing about prenatal and postpartum training. Not actually what you're doing, it's about how you do it, how you move. So keep the chest proud, keep flexing the feet. If you're in the chair, you're doing the same thing, sitting nice and tall. 8 more, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold them in, find little circles with the elbows in. So continue in whatever position you're doing. The elbows are staying right in front of your body. They're not out here. I want you to engage your pectoral muscles. So every time you come in, you're feeling this pulse right here in the underarms. Little in, little in, little in. And if you need to change positions, do so. I'm gonna show you the chair option again. Little circle, circle, in, staying nice and tall. Making this more about the core and alignment than the arms. Now reverse direction, going out, out, out. 8 more, only 7, 6, 5, final 4, 3, 2, great job. Come back into your wide second position. So you've seen this before at the beginning. Now I want you to go deeper. So all the way down, heels in, toes out, all the way up. Now that we work the glutes, I want you to utilize the glutes in this position. As I press up, I'm squeezing my inner thighs, but I'm also pushing from the glutes. So you want the push to come from the back, the pull to come from the inside. I'm pressing into the outer parts of my feet by the pinky edge of my feet so that I'm not rolling in with my knees. I want my knees pressing out, all the way up, all the way down, up and down. Just 4 more. 3, 2. Hold right there in the middle. Now going into a little ab exercise that's appropriate for all trimesters is you're going to stay in this wide second position. You're going to keep a back flat and start to hinge forward. As I hinge forward, I'm keeping my back completely flat. My eyes go down to my mat, my knees are pressing back. I engage the glutes and the core at the same time and lift myself back up. So all the way down, knees start to press back, chest starts to anchor forward, chin is slightly tucked, and then all the way up. So if you would like a little security, if you're not used to this exercise, feel free to do it with your arms forward, and then you can just touch the chair and then come back. So doing whatever you can to get to the deepest positions, even if it means having a million props around you, just making sure that you're finding different ranges of motion that suit you. So all the way forward, all the way back. Keep it going all the way forward, all the way back. Beautiful. All the way forward, all the way back. And as you come down, stretching the spine, as you come up, think about a fish hook. So fish hooking from the abs all the way up. Okay, lower down, lengthen. All the way up, think about the fish hooks, the transverse abdominis pulling where the waistband meets the baby belly. All the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good, now just a quick final stretch. The most important muscles to stretch are actually your pecs. So as you go through pregnancy and postpartum and breastfeeding, your chest is going to go down. Either on the floor or on the chair, you can find a pectoral stretch. So opening up the chest, press one hand down, make sure you open the chest, roll, look in an opposite direction. If you're on the floor, same thing. Just kind of dig down, kind of like you're in a child's pose. Press the palm to the floor, open up the chest. Good, keep this going, final 4, 3, 2, and then switching sides. Now I know we did a lot of glutes, but no necessary stretches for the glutes. Your body is spreading relaxin throughout your body, so you're constantly getting more relaxed and more flexible throughout the pregnancy. So I want you to continue opening up the chest, and I want to thank you for joining me for the Dubai Fitness Challenge. Once again, my name is Anthony David Acosta, prenatal and postpartum personal trainer. We exercise together for 30 minutes, and we're going to continue doing it for 30 days. You've got this. Don't forget to tag Dubai Fitness Challenge and hashtag Dubai 30x30. And remember to follow me at anthony.david.acosta on Instagram. Thank you all.